All right, so many people know the big three as Rafa, Roger, and Novak, but people have also used the term big four before and like included Andy Murray in there. And yeah, he only has 3 Grand Slams, so a lot of people don't necessarily consider him part of the big three, but a lot of people have used the term big four. So we're gonna see if he really has had that level of dominance like the other three. So I'm gonna quickly throw this chart up there. I know I've shown it in a different video before, but like you can just see over the last 20 years how the big three have basically dominated all the Grand Slams. And the only people that have won more than 1 Grand Slam in this period is Andy Murray and Stan Wawrinka, which I know a lot of people like wonder. I mean, he also has the same number of Grand Slams as Andy Murray. So people might question why he's not included in the big four, but yeah. All right, so before we get into the video, 96% of you guys watching my videos aren't subscribed. So if you guys enjoy tennis content like this, make sure to drop a like and subscribe and check out my other tennis content. So a big part of the big three is like longevity, and I mean you could say Andy Murray did have some, because like from 2008 2016 he was consistently making Grand Slam finals and actually winning some. I'll quickly throw up this chart here. I know, another chart, but like you can see that he made a lot of finals, but he just ran into Novak or Roger Federer each time and lost. So like he was honestly one of the more dominant players, but every time he ran into Novak, I mean he did beat him in the US Open and in Wimbledon, but like every time he ran into them, he just lost. Oh yeah, and another thing to mention for the longevity part is his hip injury. I'm sure everyone knows that he's playing with a metal hip right now, but like honestly it's probably a biggest part, if not the biggest reason why he declined from where he was. I mean, he was world number one at that time. I'll definitely go over it later in the video. And yeah, so they're part of the reason why he has a 3-8 Grand Slam finals record, but they're just better players than him, so there's not really much he can do there. So the big three are also like good on multiple surfaces, but Andy Murray's only made one French Open final, which I mean it was really hard to make French Open finals back then because that was kind of Nadal's peak, and Nadal is still good on clay. I mean, we don't know what he's gonna do this year, but he did win Roland Garros last year. So yeah, so Andy Murray was definitely better on hard court and grass. I mean, you could say that the big three are all pretty well rounded. I know Nadal's more clay focused, but he's still good on hard court. Has definitely won many hard court Grand Slam titles. One thing that Andy Murray has that the big three doesn't have is that he has 2 Olympic gold medals, which I think he was the first person to have that. I'm not sure, but yeah, so which is honestly really impressive. He had to beat a lot of top players to get those medals, and is 4 years apart, or each Olympics is 4 years apart, so you have to like have a consistent high level. Anyways, now I want to kind of talk about how like Andy Murray definitely edges over Stan. Obviously Andy Murray's been the number one in the world and Stan hasn't, and also Andy Murray has 46 career titles while Stan only has 16. So definitely Andy Murray's been a lot better over the years, even though they both dealt with injuries. But yeah. All right, so with that out of the way, I guess we can talk about his injury stuff. So basically it all happened in 2017. He was still world number one at that time. So he made the French Open semifinals and he lost to Wawrinka, but he kind of like had a hip issue. And also he kept playing through it and played Wimbledon to try to defend his title, but eventually lost in the quarterfinals. And he thought that the injury wasn't going to be serious, but eventually when he went home and like got checked, he needed surgery, and it took him out of playing for almost a whole year. So I mean, now you can see him like kind of coming back. He's kind of having a career resurgence, obviously making a final against Medvedev, but like that injury kind of derailed his career. But anyways, it has been fun like watching his matches because he's been fighting back. He's definitely climbing back up in the rankings, and obviously I mean he's kind of having a career resurgence a little bit because he did make a final against Medvedev. But I mean, it's fun watching him coming back from all like being down to match point, which is just crazy. That's pretty much all I have for you guys, but I want you guys to comment if you think Andy Murray's like done enough in his career to be considered in the same league as the big three, or is he just a step below them? So basically it's the big three or the big four. I want you guys to decide in the comments, but check out my other videos.